two other directors, Vinod Rawat and Sandeep and me. I'm taking the credit, okay? You're not just juggling, but you're juggling on a tightrope. Shakespeare की ये कहानी ये है. Wait till episode 9, which is के अरे picture hit है. You don't know that. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? How is the lockdown treating you?
Good, actually. Like I was saying, there's food. We're safe. We have work. There's nothing to complain about, actually.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So, Arya, the trailer is getting a massive response. Everyone's loving it and everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen. And I read somewhere that, and you even posted that it took you 9 years to make this happen. So, how was this whole 9-year journey from seeing this show and then making it into an Indian show, not a film? And how was it?
Well, I just hope that when people, obviously now that it's taken 9 years, I wish I had another month more because the post-production down. Of course, you're always saying, "Thoda aur waqt mila to," I would have been able to chisel it a little better.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that it's taken 9 years because this is the right time. This is the right time, not because of the lockdown, but because of Disney Plus Hotstar, because of all that happened with the casting. Some of the energies and the universe sort of, all destiny made it work. So at that time, I was sad that it was taking so long. But now, in hindsight, I'm happy that this is how long it took.
Great, that's good to know. And plus, you wanted to release it as a film, but then chose to release it as a show. Why was that decision being taken?
No, I was meant to make the film about 5-6 years ago. At that there were no OTT platforms. It's based on Penosa, which is a Dutch show.
Yeah.
It's got 5 seasons, it's got 8 episodes, 9 episodes. So therefore, at that time, we were going to adapt it into a movie because that was the only opportunity to show, what your work was. Then, because it didn't work out, it was a story that stayed with me and my wife Amita, who's the co-producer of Ram Madhvani Films. And it stayed with us now for so many years because of the strength of the character, because of the story itself, and also I knew what to do with it. I knew how to root it. I knew how to make it culturally relevant. I've, in fact, in episode 9, please wait till episode 9, I've even put in the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. That's a nice way to pitch it. I think without this also, without you creating the suspense, people will be seeing the show regardless.
If you like it, I hope the people like it.
Definitely. I think this genre is something that attracts a lot of people. Plus, you have such an ensemble cast, so it is gonna work. So also, when you're a creator and a director, like the relationship of a writer and a director is very important. But when these two relationships is like done by one person, that is you, how do you think, is it like difficult or easy for you to work on a show when you're taking both the roles?
So first, I do have a co-creator, Sandeep Modi. I also have two other directors, Vinod Rawat and Sandeep and me. We also have 2 writers, which is Sandeep Srivastav and Anu Singh Chaudhary. So I have a lot of people. I'm taking the credit, okay? They do all the work. But having said how difficult it is to wear various hats of a producer, director, even sort of getting into the writing, though a lot of the writing in this is not based on me, it's something which the writers and Sandeep has helped on a lot. But yes, I did have the idea of adapting it into this, and therefore the vision of where to go with it did start with from me over there. I change hats actually very fast. So when I'm working, so what happens is, even now for my next film, which is a comedy on which I am a co-writer, I don't think about directing at that time. I think about just the writing. I then only thinking about directing later. But I am a co-producer also, and I think what happens is that the nice thing is that because of the experience and the number of hats you're constantly juggling, you just have to make sure that when you're compromising, because you're compromising all the time, right? Because cinema is compromise, right? So when you're compromising, you're not compromising with the wrong hat. You don't want to. At this time, I'm a director, I'm not going to compromise. Or if suddenly if my producer hat comes in and says, "Jaldi karo," then so that's really what the juggling is.
Yeah, like a huge task, but I think you've done it very well the way you're talking about it.
it's good, no, because even all of us are juggling, right? And I think that as long as you're like, you know, sort of letting none of that fall down, I think you're okay.
That's great. So once when
it's worse than juggling, because you're not just juggling, but you're juggling on a tightrope.
Right now, yes. I read one of your interviews where you've talked about how you have done the post-production during the lockdown. And that I think is one of the biggest tasks right now, because you cannot meet people and communication has to be very important. So how did you manage all that?
Well, again, we've had about 30 or 40 people there in the team. We've had 3 sound engineers. We've had my sound head, Priyanka. We've had my executive producer, Riya Prabhu. We've had Sahul, who's a sound designer. All of these people are there. But I think what has happened is that we've all had to embrace technology. Plus, we, Equinox and Ramadwani Films, we're very diligent about our working method. So everybody looks at the episode as a rough cut. Everybody, you know, sort of we all get onto a call. We then, whether it's a video call or a con call, then we actually start making notes. So it's done with a lot of effort. It's also, I had called it an Excel sheet nightmare, but I realized that it's not an Excel sheet nightmare. It's an Excel sheet work of art. Because when you look at it, I like organizing stuff. I like whiteboards. I like putting down schedules. I like being, you know, sort of, in some ways have a method to the work. I like all this. And so the people who work with me also know that, okay, he is going to brain fry us. He is going to pakaw us. He is going to be, you know, sort of very, very systematic. So it's simple. You just have to make sure that you also meditate every day.
Yeah, I think working on such a project needs meditation, and working on juggling between the hats, as you said, needs meditation. Also, you talked about compromising. So when you're working on a film that's releasing on OTT platform, censorship, self-censorship, like the thin line fades away a little. So do you think that's kind of a liberty for you as a director and writer, or is it not, like there should be some kind of self-censorship?
Yeah, I personally believe in that. I believe in self-censorship. I do believe in putting out something which has a value system. I do look at how people will react. At the same time, this is based on something else, right? So everybody knew before we started making it, even though a lot of it is adapted, a lot of it is rooted in India, a lot of it is changed, but it's like a Shakespeare story. Okay, there is a Shakespeare story. Shakespeare ki ye kahani ye hai. So everybody knew ke ye kahani mein ye hoga. How to make it, whether we'll make some changes. So, but on the whole, I think that there is some discretion that I think, yes, you do need to have.
Okay. That was very well put. Also, when you're working with such an ensemble cast, there's Sushmita Sen, there are so many talented actors. Does it become overwhelming for you, or how do you manage to, get your vision out there, make the actors understand what you want there on the screen?
Well, first of all, the definition of my job is to have a vision and pass it on. Okay, that's my job. So first I have to have a vision. Thankfully, I did have a vision in Arya. I didn't know where we are going. Then the next problem is to pass it on, not just to the actors, who are like 23 key players, right? They're 23 members of the cast, but to also pass it on to the other 250 people who are there, so that everybody's making the same film, everybody's making the same thing. That requires, I think, just a certain amount of talking. It does mean that you bring the people together. Sometimes we have our HOD meets, which is the head of department meets. There's sometimes 50 people and it goes on for the whole day. And where I have to talk them through, this is what the clothes will be, this is what the colors will be, this is what the kind of people that they are. And so the more everybody understands the mahal, I think the better it is, because everybody's making the same film. Having said that, because of the way that I work with 2-3 cameras, and I don't like people waiting in the makeup van. The good thing is that Sushmita, Chandrachud, everybody embraced the system. Nobody was a star. Nobody was, even though Sushmita is a star. And even the definition of a star is not somebody who throws tantrum or comes late or whatever. My definition of a star is somebody who enters a room and the energy changes. And you can feel the aura that she has. But she's also very disciplined. You should see the notes and the sheets that she makes. Even she'll write down stuff. So her
Yeah.
work ethic matched my work ethic. And everybody else in the team also realized you have to say, this is the way we are working. If you are not agreeing to work like this, then you should not be part of the team or the project. And I think once you tell people this is the way, then they fall into line, because if they don't, then they'll discover that they lost out on something that they had agreed to. So, no, I think I lucked out. I'm both on Neerja and on Arya. I've lucked out on people who embraced the way I work, and who actually like working it in an ensemble cast rather than in a star kind of system.
Wow, that's so nice to hear. Also, you have this kind of a pattern of working where you're making films that have some kind of meaning, that are giving some kind of a message to the audience. Like with Neerja, it was such an emotional movie. Like even if I sit and watch it now, I will learn something or the other from that film, and it won't be boring. So, how have you managed to do that with Arya?
Well, wait till episode 9.
Okay.
Episode 9 is when we will know, sort of when you'll know. Yes, like I said, we put in a Dharam Sankat, we put in a Dharam Yudh, we put in a little bit of an internal battle that she goes through because of the Bhagavad Gita. But not that I have mythological stuff, but basically I have it so that her own internal conflict, her life battle, the battle of life that he goes through. And whenever you're talking about family in India, you have to draw from the Mahabharata. So we have used that, and so I'm hoping that the Bhagavad Gita is something that certainly is a book that I hold dear. I read it very often. Obviously, it's impossible a lot of the time to practice what is there, but it is a book that is important in the show, and the thoughts of that book and the philosophy of what is written in there becomes more and more important as the episodes go on.
Okay. Also, because the show is releasing on an OTT platform, the kind of response that you get, because once a film releases in a theater, and once a film releases or a show releases on a OTT platform, the kind of reaction you receive is very different. So, how is that for you? Like, what are you expecting? And
first of all, so there are 2 or 3 reactions, right? So first of all, at least I'm escaping what I call as the Friday Mafia.
Yeah.
My career is not going to be over in one day, or I'm not going to be a great success, or I'm going to be nobody just because in one day everybody says, oh, Neerja was so big a hit, but look, now on this Friday this is what has happened. So the good thing is that the ups and downs of that I'm protected from. Having said that, if they green light season 2, then I know it's a hit.
True, that's very true.
Yeah. So that will be one measure of success, which will be whether we greenlit. The second measure of success obviously will be the general word of mouth, right? What is happening on the buzz? What are people seeing it? What is happening there? And I think the third measure of success is always a critical success. I think you have 4 or 5 different kinds of successes. You have financial success, personal success, critical success, commercial success. And in this case, I think that one of the things that doesn't happen on Friday is certainly commercial success, okay? Which is, picture hit hai. You don't know that. But yes, you do know whether it's a critical success by Friday, for sure, because all the reviews will be out. I'll know what people are saying. So much of the buzz that has happened because of the trailer, let us see whether people like it. All of this I'll get to know by tomorrow morning.
Okay, well, the show is coming out soon, tomorrow.
So
I know.
Midnight. So tonight, midnight.
Yeah, actually.
There's like Disney Plus Hotstar at 12 midnight.
So I would wish you good luck for the show. I hope it gets good response. And I talk to you in person soon about one more film or show that you've done. So good luck and take care of yourself.
All the best. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.